Okay, fine. Let's put this up. Okay. And hi, Queen of Small Talk. Hi. Okay, I'm going to write somewhere why. Hi, guys. Hi, YouTube. Hi, guys. Hi, TikTok. Hi. Okay, write something. Where am I going to write what we are going to talk about? Okay. Uh, I guess somewhere. Let's see. No. Okay. All right. Hi, guys. Hi. So I'm waiting a couple of seconds just so some people on the other platform should come and join us, because I actually said that it will be 9 o'clock, but I just came in a couple of minutes earlier. So we are going to have a very interesting topic today, and they're interchangeable. It's like why women, or most of the time, women contact me about two problems: facial hair and discoloration. And they are interchangeable, they go together, and I treat both of them at the same time. It's not one exclusive of the other one. So we are going to talk about that. Okay. Am I right? Okay, I'm a couple of minutes earlier, so that's fine. Once people come here, I'm just waiting for other people to join us. And I would like to, I would really love for people to come and join and tell me if you have any questions, or if anything that you would like to know, or put some questions in if you would like me to talk to address a subject. But today's subject is going to be why most women they contact me. And so first of all, to those of you who don't know me, hi Spike, hi Alex Rivera, hi. So those of you who don't know me, my name is Eva Tau, and I treat human skin for over 40 years before I came to America. And I specialize in hormonal skin and unwanted hair and discoloration. And these are the subject and that most women contact me about for the better part of my 40 years that I'm in America. So I just thank you for the hearts, guys. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you, Ilona Rom. Hello. Ilona, tell me, by any chance that you speak Hungarian? Because Ilona is a Hungarian name, and it's just every time I see you, I'm so pleased, because and I do speak Hungarian. It's just a question I have. But anyhow, guys, I speak. So somebody said I speak several languages. So when you come from Eastern Europe, and I come from Czechoslovakia, so Czechoslovakia is actually the heart of Eastern Europe, and you have like 5 countries neighboring this. So you have Poland here, you have Germany here, you have Ukraine here, you have Austria here, you have Hungary here. So these are small countries. So countries in Europe are half the size of New Jersey, or so, and each country has its own language. So being that I was born in Eastern Europe, being that I was born in the heart, and all these countries are neighboring, I do speak 7 languages. And if you ask like how is that possible, well, I'll tell you. Russian, under the communist era, Russian, Mother Russia, you have to learn in schools to speak Russian. You spoke in school Slovak or Czech. It just depends. It was Czechoslovakia, which country you were in. Then my grandfather came from Vienna. And my grandmother came from Hungary. My father was British. My mother had German school. And now you have the whole mishmash of all the languages that I already speak, that I was raised into. And so there's many more languages that I speak. But anyhow, hi 305 Facialist, love from Miami. Hi honey, hi. Okay, so we are both in Miami because I'm in Bay Harbor for 40 years. So or chosen law. Oh, I thought, well, no, I in French I just can say un peu, merci, and au revoir. That's it, not French. No, 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 no. There was one language, when you studied in Eastern Europe under the communist era, you were able to choose one foreign language. So I actually chose English as a foreign language because I wanted to learn, at least grammatically, English, so it was English. And we spoke German at home. So the first language I actually correspond, I write in German. But they say that the dominant language you have, do you know how you know which, if you speak many languages, which language is your dominant language? Does anybody know? I'll tell you which language. The language you count in. So whether you count money or numbers. If you count in the language that you count numbers in, that's your dominant language in your brain. So that's just very interesting to know. So actually my dominant language is English because I count in English. So that's what I know. And then all the other languages pass on. But it is very interesting when you speak many languages. And so on what note I am, and there's a lovely lady, I don't know her, but her name is Ilona. Ilona is a Hungarian name. And so she comes, and I'm just very pleased to see her. And I just asked, so I can say, names come from different places. Anyhow, I can answer the question. Guys, you're asking me about my private life. And that my private life, actually, my private life is my private life, and it would really not matter whether I am married, whether I'm single, whether I'm not single, whether I have boyfriends. Not relevant. What is relevant is the conversation that I am having with you. What is relevant is me teaching you, is me providing you education. So if there are guys here, you are just here for the fun, fine. I will not respond to personal questions, nor will I respond to insults, because nor will I respond to sexual questions, because none of it has a place here. So this is not the format. This format is for people, is for women, is for men that suffer from ingrown hair, that suffer from discoloration, that suffer from unwanted hair, women that suffer from a condition called PCOS, endometriosis, Cushing's disease, Hashimoto disease, insulin resistance. Those are the questions that I welcome. Those are the people I am talking to. And today I'm going to be talking actually about a very interesting subject, like what are the most questions and the most problems that I have, that people come to see me. And for those of you who don't know, so for Miami, I have a clinic in Bay Harbor for 40 years, which is Miami Beach. And I have a second clinic in Atlanta. And the reason that I have a second clinic in Atlanta, because I specialize in dark pigmented skin. And I specialize in black skin. And as such, I do this for over 40 years before I came to the United States. I lived all over the world. And I have tremendous amount of experience in treating dark pigmented skin. And as such, I am an authority to talk about two subjects in this world. I'm an authority to talk about hormonal imbalances, PCOS, and endometriosis, and what side effects that has, unwanted hair, discoloration, and then issues that dark and black people have with hormonal imbalances and with discoloration, and what the solution is. And so I exclusively can tell you that unwanted hair is not exclusive to white or black, and discoloration is neither exclusive to white or black. Both of them, whether you are white, whether you are dark, whether you are black, if you suffer from unwanted hair and unwanted facial, unwanted chin hair, unwanted upper lip hair, and you remove your hair by tweezing, plucking, by waxing, by threading, whether you are black, white, Hispanic, Mediterranean, Indian, Middle Eastern, Greek, makes no difference, you will get discoloration on the area that you're doing it. So that's why I said it's not one is exclusive of the other one. They go together. And so, okay, this glass is actually pressuring my nose. So we're going to go to my old glasses. Okay, better. So I'm just looking at who is here, and if I can talk, guys. If there are any questions, and I mean like serious questions, if you have questions, whether it's discoloration, whether it's ingrown hairs, whether it's hormonal imbalances, please by all means feel free to ask. Whilst I am here, I'll gladly answer if I can. But what I want to talk about today, and I'm looking at my notes because I can go like everywhere, okay? So let's talk about chin hair. Chin hair. And women that suffer from unwanted hair, let's just start with the chin hair. And why chin hair creates discoloration on women? Well, there is a very simple explanation to this, and this is something that every woman should understand. Every human being, it makes no difference what skin color you are, has something called melanin. So you have skin, you have the upper layers of your skin, and under the upper layers, somewhere here, you have melanin. Melanin is a protective mechanism of the human body, for anybody. I, as a white person, have less melanin than a darker person has. But we all, hi Jinjika, we all have melanin. Darker people have more melanin. And so when you pull your hair out with a tweezer, when you thread, when you wax, when you use chemicals on your skin, you will always create discoloration. It will not happen in one time, but it will happen because hair doesn't stop. Hair doesn't stop because you pull it out and then in 3 weeks you will no longer ever have hair. That is not the case. So hair will continue growing. And you are actually stimulating more hair growth when you are plucking when you are tweezing your hair, and when you are threading your hair. That's just a given. And if you have darker Amina, hi Amina, bonjour. And if you have darker pigmented skin, let's say you are Mediterranean, let's say you are Middle Eastern, let's say you are South Italy, let's say you are Greek, you have more melanin than, let's say, a Polish or a Russian person. But you don't have as much melanin, let's say, as somebody from Nigeria. So there are different levels of melanin, and then there are different levels of discoloration that people get. But here's something that everybody needs to understand. That no matter what skin color you are, no matter how much melanin is pushed, the melanin is always darker for any human being. And by default, it will create discoloration. Bhumika high, Carl Rodriguez high, Aaron high, Boom Boom high, Yusuf high. So it will create discoloration on your skin. And this is something very common, and it happens also to men, and it happens a lot to dark and black men. Men that have very, very dense hairs, particularly black men that have dense hair on their neck. There are men like Mediterranean, Arab men, African men, not all, but a lot of African men, and in particular African American men, have a lot of discoloration from the neck down, from the chin, from the lower line here, all the way down. Why is that? Hi, Brand Mary, hello. Why do they have a discoloration? Because when a man has very dense, and it has to do with ethnicity, when you have very dense hair growth, and let's just say for the sake of conversation, that the hair is not straight, that you have curly hair. The thing that people don't understand, that, for instance, curly hair in a black person, it's curly, but it's very fragile. And curly hair very often cannot break through the skin. So when the hair tries to come out through the skin, and it's not able to break through the top layer of the skin, it curls up and goes under the skin. It goes under the skin. And when it goes under the skin, here is what happens in black men. When it goes under the skin, now, so everybody understands how Sherry Pie, hi honey, hi, Ecuador, hi, everybody understands this, that when you have, so human hair that comes through your root out, passes by an oil gland. Every human being has an oil gland. This is when you have acne, or you have oily skin. Where is it coming from? Under your skin, you have an oil gland that is rather close to the upper layers of your skin. Now, if you have oily skin, that's from the oil gland that pushes into the surface, what you call blackheads under layman language. But a human hair is much deeper down, below the oil gland. So when a human hair comes out, it passes somewhere here, there's an oil gland. So if this is the skin, the oil gland will be somewhere here. Every human hair passes by an oil gland. If that did not happen, the hair would be brittle and broken. The hair needs oil. And when it passes by an oil gland, there's oil around the hair because it passed by an oil gland. Now what happens? If the hair curls up because it cannot break through the skin, and this happens on women's bikini line, and in particular in dark and black women and Mediterranean that have curly pubic hair, and it happens in a black man on their neck. When the hair comes out, but the hair cannot come out, and so the hair actually curls up and goes under. But remember what I just said, it passed by an oil gland. Now what happens? It passed by an oil gland, and normally the hair would come out, the oil would be coming in contact with air, with oxygen, and nothing will happen. Then the hair comes out, and that's it, finished. Nothing will happen. But if the hair gets stuck under the skin, now the oil turns into bacteria. And the bacteria turns the area where it's stuck under the skin into inflammation. And guess what inflammation does? Inflammation automatically stimulates discoloration. Why? Because inflammation sends messages to the brain, and the brain sends messages to melanin, to the melanocytes, and say, protect the skin, because that's your job. And so melanin pushes color to the surface. However, melanin was not Oxford educated, and therefore melanin doesn't know what shade your skin is, and melanin will always be darker than your own skin. Just given. Therefore, you have Shana, hello. Therefore, you have more people with dark skin, and black men in particular, with a lot of ingrown hairs, and then they have this ashy purple discoloration on the area of the neck. Now, why is it on the neck? So the skin on the neck is more tender than the skin on the face. Number one. Number two, a lot of men wear shirts. You know, like a button-down shirt, and you put a tie. The color of the shirt irritates, and so that irritates that area also. So you have folliculitis, you have inflammation, because it rubs against the skin, it breaks the follicle, and then the follicle cannot come out. This causes a whole big problem. So men are not excluded from ingrown hairs. Men are not excluded from discoloration. And therefore, I'm saying that it's that unwanted hair on the face and discoloration not exclusively coming one this way. They come together. That's a united problem. They just happen together. Now, what's the solution for either way? And it doesn't matter now. You are white. You in white women per se that will not be a problem with ingrown hairs. However, in white women, it will be a problem because a lot of white women don't understand why they suddenly get hair, and they start plucking the hair and tweezing the hair. And then after tweezing the hair, and they get some ingrowns, and then they pinch the skin because they want to get the hair, because they feel it, they don't see it, but they feel it. And then they create a wound, and then they create a discoloration. And this becomes a vicious cycle, and then a white woman get also discoloration. Then a white woman from tweezing, they graduate to waxing. And when they graduate to waxing, waxing creates more discoloration. Why? Because you are yanking the hair out from under the skin, and when you are yanking the hair out, you're pulling the hair out, you're actually stimulating more blood circulation to go into the hair follicle, and by yanking it, you're also stimulating melanocytes, because suddenly you disturbed something that's quiet, and now you're yanking it, so you disturbed, you created vibration at the bottom of the root, and you're disturbing the melanocytes. Now melanocytes in a white person will also create discoloration. And I always give this example when people say, Eva, I'm not so sure. Here's a perfect example. Every single white woman, every single Hispanic woman, every single black woman, every single Indian woman, if you wax your upper lip, more than 10, 15 times, every single woman will have a dark shadow on the upper lip. Why? Exactly for the reason that I just explained. That when you are waxing and you are yanking, it doesn't matter what skin color you are stimulating melanocytes, and you will see this darker shadow. It's like a shadow. A lot of white women see it when they drive in their car because the sun hits them, and then they see the shadow on the upper lip, and they don't want it. So people contact me, and people always ask me, what should I do? Now I have discoloration. And here is, I'm coming into the picture, and here I'm going to explain you what you should do when you have discoloration on your skin. And that is very, very important to understand. So as a skincare specialist, as an educator, doing this for over 40 years, I formulate my own skincare products, always did. Here is something very important that people need to understand. I created, that's about 14 years ago now, I created a lightening treatment that's suitable for all skin colors. And this lightening treatment will help to get rid of the discoloration that you already got, that you already have from abusing and butchering your skin. Because it is abuse, and it is butchering your skin when you're constantly waxing and constantly irritating the skin and constantly stimulating melanocytes to protect your skin, and it creates a darker shade. In my book, and please do understand, I understand about waxing before Americans even know the word WAX, okay? Waxing is not a new invention. Waxing is from the prehistoric time, from Cleopatra, from Egypt. Waxing is not a new thing, neither is sugaring. And this is again something, that I bring up because some people, and American people are very gullible. And when you bring to America, somebody wants to sell something, they will sell you the Brooklyn Bridge, Kakud High, the Brooklyn Bridge repackaged in different packages and in different colors, and you will buy it because that's not Brooklyn Bridge, it's repackaged. The truth of the matter is, no matter what method you are using. So in America, they are trying to tell you that sugaring is not waxing. Bullshit in plain English. Sugaring is waxing. It's the same method of applying a paste on your skin and then yanking the hair out. So whether you are using a wax, a polymer wax, whether you're using hot wax, cold wax, sugar wax, it's all waxing, it's all the same thing. But again, they're throwing sand in your eyes in America, and they're repackaging it, and you go to places, I've seen it advertised, you go to places and they say, oh no, we don't wax, we sugar. Full of shit, pardon my French. There's no such a thing. Sugaring is waxing. It doesn't matter what method, what application you use, what jar you use, you're applying something on the skin and then you're waiting for it either to cool off, or you are putting a Muslim, or you are putting masking tape on it, putting on the skin and yanking then the wax or the sugar from the face. But it's all the same thing. It's all waxing. And this should not be used on faces of women. And in black people and in dark people, it should not be used, not on your face, and not on your underarms, and not on your bikini. And if you say, but why ever? I'll tell you why. Because when you're waxing, if you understand what I always explain, and I one day I will bring a mannequin to here, because I have mannequins in Bay Harbor, I have mannequins in Georgia, but I don't have a mannequin here, and I always forget to buy a mannequin. I have different mannequins. I have, I have mannequins. I have endometriosis mannequins, and I have thyroid mannequins. I have many different here. I have thyroid mannequins because I talk about the subject. I have this. I have my face mannequin here, but I don't have my hair mannequin here, and I will get one day. I will get a mannequin so I can actually show you. But the bottom line is this: that when the hair follicle underneath the skin is yanked out from under the skin, and it doesn't matter what method you use, you are stimulating, by yanking it, you're stimulating, there's a vibration, and then every human hair is connected with 2 blood vessels at the bottom. So you allow more blood flow, because you're not destroying the follicle, you allow more blood flow. This is where laser hair removal and electrolysis comes into the picture. And this is why laser hair removal and electrolysis are the only permanent method to get rid of the hair, and why laser and electrolysis will not destroy the pigment of your skin, if indeed it is the correct laser. If it is the correct needle in electrolysis for destroy, then it will not destroy the pigment of your skin, because you are using the correct lasers. And just for the sake of conversation, if you are dark, if you are black, if you are ethnic, there is only one laser that should be used on dark skin, and that's the ND-YAG. ND and then the word YAG. YAG. That's the only FDA approved laser that is safe to use on dark pigmented skin or ethnic skin. On white skin, you can use ND-YAG, will work perfectly, but you can use diode or alexandrite. Those are different laser beams. But on dark skin, there's only one laser that you can use. And if you already are unfortunate enough, and you are unfortunate as a black or dark person and you have white hair, no laser can work on you white hair, because laser does not see hair, it sees color. White is neutral, it's not a color. Then you need to do electrolysis. Electrolysis is not fun. Now, but there is again a difference in electrolysis for white skin and electrolysis for black skin. And there's a huge difference between the two. For both skin, you have to use different needles. Again, it's something that's not very, very known in America. I teach it in the courses where I educate people that want to learn to treat human skin, and want to learn about dark pigmented skin and how to treat it, how to do. So I've written courses where people can learn from me. However, it is important to understand that when you wax your hair, it doesn't matter what method you use, you are going to get discoloration. You're going to get discoloration under your armpits. And certain areas in your body will actually get damaged and get darker than other areas. And for different groups of ethnic groups of people and color of skin of people, discoloration might be darker. So for instance, in black women, and I have to preface this, amongst all the people in the world, amongst all the women in the world, I have not seen in my clinic cleaner and better smelling woman than black woman. That's just my opinion. That's just my experience. Black women smell like flowers. They're always clean. And but here is the big problem. Because black women are very, very clean, and they are so nervous about the fact that they might smell, perspire, black women use deodorants. antiperspirant deodorants. And this will be for another show, but antiperspirant deodorants that are made in America. I'm just looking if I have what I wanted to show you, but it's there. Antiperspirant in America have an ingredient in the antiperspirant deodorant that actually stimulates more discoloration as you use it. So black women that are very, very clean and they're so afraid that they will smell badly, they use deodorant. That deodorant will create more discoloration under their armpits. And you can look at black women, and if she lifts her armpits, they will always be darker than the neighboring skin. And that's because they are so clean and because they are using antiperspirant deodorant. This doesn't happen in white women, but it happens in black women because of the melanocyte. And I know that probably none of you know that antiperspirant deodorant is actually a pharmaceutical product. And an antiperspirant deodorant has to be cleared by the FDA. I know majority of you never knew this. Antiperspirant deodorant is actually a pharmaceutical product. Why? Because it changes the chemistry of your body. And if some product changes the composition, the chemistry of your body, then it falls under pharmaceutical products. So a deodorant is a pharmaceutical product. So now what are people to do? And I said, we will talk about this in another show, but what are people to do, women that have discoloration from plucking, threading, or waxing, or they have discoloration under their armpits? Here is the solution. I'm going to give you the solution. Finally, I'm coming to the solution. Then what I said that 14 years ago, I created a lightning kit that is actually derived from bitter almonds. And this lightning treatment I do in my clinics. So if you come to my clinic, a majority of people who come for laser hair removal, for acne, for discoloration, I use Mandelic acid across the board on everybody because it's the safest and the only product that is safe for all skin colors and will not damage your skin and will not damage the pigment of your skin and will not burn you and will not hurt you. But that process to achieve the results of getting this product in such a way that it will work took me 27 years. The Vanity Vault, hello. It took me 27 years to create a product that will not irritate your skin, will not burn your skin, will not destroy your pigment of the skin. And if you are Hispanic, if you are black, if you are Mexican, if you are Middle Eastern, if you are African, makes no difference. It is safe. And why is it safe? And this is important to understand. By the way, this is it. This is it. This is the kit. This is the Minimal Skin Lightening Kit. And it has, I just took it out, and it has a microneedle roller in it. But it's a kit that consists of 6 items, and I will itemize them and I will explain you. But before I do that, Lamin hi, Bumika hi, I need to explain something to everybody, okay? Lila Ball, hello. So I need to explain to everybody why this Mandelic acid is the only safe product that is on the market. And guys, I live in America for 40 years. And I can tell you categorically, I actually was looking statistics yesterday, and there is only one company today that came up at the same time I came to America, and they are like Hungarian background, and that company is still in business. All the other companies that created all kinds of products for lightning, they're all gone. And they were in business 20 years, 30 years, they're all gone with the wind. And so I pride myself that as a drop in the ocean that I am, for 40 years, I was able to formulate a product that is safe for all skin colors, and I use it for the last 14 years. So Mandelic acid is derived from bitter almonds. And why is this the safest product on the market to use, and why I survived and huge companies dissolved? Because something called integrity and knowledge and experience. So I am not selling to masses. You will never buy my products. You will not find them on any shelves, in any drugstores. You can buy the products, whether you're whatnot, or you can buy it from my website or from my clinics. But you can never buy it anywhere else because I stand behind the products and I actually like people to know why this product works and who this is for and what the product can do for you. So let me talk a little bit about this. So if you come to my clinic and you have discoloration because you were plucking, you were threading, and all this is discolored, and you're doing laser hair removal, you're doing electrolysis with me, hi Patrick, or you're doing electrolysis with me, never mind what you're doing in the clinic, I always treat you discoloration as well. And people come to me in my Miami Beach location, in my Noonan Atlanta location. People come to me for laser hair removal, for electrolysis, for discoloration. This is what I am known for hormonal imbalances, because all discoloration and all unwanted hair come from hormonal imbalances, or 90% of them. And so, what is it about the product that I feel so safe and I feel so confident that it will work for everybody? The molecular structure, so here is the product, okay? So here is the mandelic acid. This mandelic acid, so I'm bringing it closer so everybody can see that I have several cameras, guys, so don't mind me as I'm moving it, okay? This mandelic acid, so the kit that I have consists of a crystal microdermabrasion scrub, It looks like this. Crystal microdermabrasion scrub. Then after crystal microdermabrasion scrub, there is a microneedle roller, After microneedle roller, there is a neutralizer. Then there is mandelic acid, and then there is HA plus C serum and HA plus C cream. I only have two kind of kits. I have one kit, which is this kit, and this is for the body. The difference, and then I have a kit that I showed you, which is for the face. The difference between the two kits is only the strength of the mandelic acid. But both kits have a crystal microdermabrasion scrub, a microneedle roller, neutralizer, mandelic acid, HA plus C serum, HA plus C cream. Both kits have 6 items in them. The only difference is the strength of the mandelic acid. So if you have discoloration on your face, you only want to buy the Mini Ava Skin Lightening Kit for the face. That kit for the face costs $235. It consists of 6 items. This kit is a professional kit. And I created this kit as close as possible to you having me treating you in my clinic. What is the process and why did I create all these steps? Why is there a microdermabrasion scrub? Why is there a microneedle roller? Why is there a neutralizer? Why are all these 6 items in the kit? I'll tell you why the items are, hi Becca, why the items are in the kit. And this is very important to understand. In order, so remember I said 24 years it took me to create mandelic acid. 24 years. Why? I needed to create a product that the molecular structure of the product was big enough that if you applied it on the skin, it would not penetrate fast into the skin, and you could do it slowly and gradually. And if it doesn't penetrate fast into the skin, it will not damage your melanocytes, stimulate discoloration. So I needed to create something. So I came up, after years of research, and I came up with the mandelic acid. Now, because it's molecularly, the structure is big, it cannot penetrate into the skin if the mandelic acid is just applied on the skin, it will not penetrate. Why? Because we have a top layer of the skin, because the molecular structure of the mandelic acid is big. Therefore, it will not penetrate into the skin unless we prepare the skin and allow the mandelic acid to penetrate. Now, bingo, you will understand why I have 6 items why there is a crystal microdermabrasion scrub, and why there is a microneedle roller. When you come to my clinic and I do the treatment on you, I first use my Italian made crystal microdermabrasion machine. My crystal microdermabrasion machine is projecting crystals that are here. There are crystals here. So my crystal microdermabrasion machine projects through a Pyrex glass crystals onto the skin, and there's projection and suction. So I abrade the skin and I take and I suck in the dead cells. That's step number one. So I recreated this, and now I created the same crystals that I use in my machines to do abrasion. These are the same crystals. So I created the crystals in a jar. So you are using the same thing, except I'm using a machine. You are using the crystals at home. That's why I told you I created the mini me in your house. So using crystal microdermabrasion, which comes first on your skin. So you apply the crystal microdermabrasion first on your skin. You make your skin wet, and then you take a tiny bit of the crystal microdermabrasion and you apply it all over the skin. And then you scrub it. Then you scrub it. You scrub it and scrub it and scrub it until most of the crystals fall off. Hydrate until most of the crystals fall off. So here is something. Okay, so I guess that some people want actually to see what I'm doing. So let's just, I will demonstrate. So you guys understand what I'm talking about. I will demonstrate. So I need, hold on. So I have water here. So I have a bowl of water. You have a sink at home, okay? So I'm going to use this bowl of water, and I'm going to use, this is going to be my neutralizer. So there's a little bowl with water, and there is a cotton pad in here, okay? So I'm going to prepare the neutralizing solution, which is very important, because the neutralizing solution is actually going to be the one that will remove the mandelic acid. So what we are going to do first is this. We are going to take the neutralizer, we'll open it. That's a neutralizer. You will take like a tiny bit, like very little, tip of your knife, and you will put the neutralizer in the little bowl that I prepared, that you would prepare at home. And you will just mix it, okay? That's it. Now you will put a neutralizing solution on your sink, because you usually do it in your bathroom. So you will put this on your sink, okay? Now, we are going, for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to use a towel, but you would make your face wet. That's the first thing that you do. You make your face wet in the bathroom. So whether you take water or you take a washcloth. So in my case, I took a washcloth and I make my face wet, okay? So now I made my face wet. Now I'm going to apply the crystal microdermabrasion scrub. So the face has to be wet, so your face has to be wet. Whether you do it on your face, on your bikini, on your leg, on your elbow, on your knuckles, under your armpits, on your tush, or makes no difference. The first step is make your skin wet, and then you will apply the microdermabrasion scrub. So just a little bit, like this, a tiny bit of the microdermabrasion will go onto the wet skin. So, because I have just one, okay, I have it in my hand. So we are going to put it here. I will be quiet so you can hear how it's scrubbing. Okay, so you will scrub and you will concentrate with the crystal microdermabrasion on the area of discoloration. So if you're a black guy and you're wearing a cap, and this area here is darker because the cap covers to here, and you want to lighten your forehead, then you will concentrate and scrubbing more on the forehead, then you will scrub the rest of the face. But you scrub the rest of the face because it's an amazing product and it gives you such smooth, like a baby butt's face you get after. It removes the dead cells, it removes the oils, it removes the blackheads, whatever is on the surface, it will remove it. And you will scrub it, maybe a minute and a half, until most of the crystals fall off. They will fall off, not all of them, but most of them will fall off, okay? So they fall off. Once most of the crystals fall off, you will wash it off, with a washcloth, a wet washcloth or with water, okay? You wash the crystal microdermabrasion off. If you are doing your underarms, your bikini, you're in the shower, then step back in the shower and just rinse off, okay? You rinse off. So now we remove the top layer of the skin, the epidermis is gone, the dryness is gone. Why are we doing this? Because we want to be able, the mandelic acid, because it is molecularly big, we want it to be able to penetrate under the skin, under a controlled environment. So now that we did remove the top layer of the skin, now we have to create little perforations on the skin for the mandelic acid to penetrate into the skin. So I'm going to take my microneedle roller and I'm going to show you. So again, you take your face and you start wherever there is discoloration. So if the discoloration is here, so you will concentrate and you will do the microneedling in every direction. And you will, let's say you have it under your chin. So you will go under the chin and you will go like a star in every direction. You will use the microneedle roller. And you will do it all over your face. You can do it on your nose. You can do it on your forehead. You can do it on the sides. You don't do it on your eyelids, but you can do it under your eyes. You can do it on your cheeks, on the upper lip. For all of you ladies that waxed, you do it on your upper lip. For all the smokers, for all the women that have wrinkles on the upper lip, it's a wonderful, wonderful treatment. Because now the mandelic acid not only will remove the upper layer of your skin and will remove the discoloration, but by doing that, by doing microneedling, you're stimulating more collagen, more elastin, and you will reduce a little bit of the fine lines that you have from smoking on your upper lip. So you are doing this, and you will do this, let's say a minute and a half for your whole face. If you have to do under your arms, you do under your arms afterwards. And you do, let's say, each underarm you do for a minute. You go up and down for half a minute. You do this, you don't have to press too hard. I don't want you to bleed, but there are 540 needles here. I want you to use it in different directions to create little perforations. This is what we do. So after you created these perforations, now the skin is ready to accept the treatment and allow the mandelic acid to penetrate into the skin. We are going to make it easier because remember I said the mandelic acid has a molecular structure that is big. And if we just put it on the skin without preparing the skin, mandelic acid would not go in. So now what are we going to do? You're going to take a Q-tip, ladies and gentlemen. Not a cotton ball, not a cotton pad. Why no? Because I don't care for you to waste your products, for you to buy more products. I don't operate like this. If you were taking a cotton pad, you would take 1/8 of this mandelic acid, you would absorb in the cotton pad, and in 6 treatments, you would have to call me and say, Eva, I need to buy another bottle. You don't need to do that. I don't want you to waste the product. High minerally high. You don't need to waste the product. So you're going to open the mandelic acid. You're going to dip the Q-tip inside the mandelic acid. And now you're going to apply it. So if you had unwanted hair, you have discoloration under your chin, you will apply it. If you have under your chin, if you have discoloration from waxing on your upper lip, if you have discoloration on your cheeks, if you have a melasma, cloasma, a pregnancy mask, if you're a man, if you're a black man and you have discoloration on your forehead from the cap or from the sun, you will apply it here. If you have discoloration all over your face, you will apply it. And you can re-dip the Q-tip, you can turn the Q-tip the other way and re-dip it so you can apply more and cover a big area. If you're a black woman, if you're a dark woman, high cashmere, if you have discoloration under your armpits, if you have discoloration and ingrown hairs under armpits, bikini, pubis, vagina, ankles, knees, knuckles, elbows, wherever, you will use this same process that I'm explaining with the Q-tip. We are doing the face, so I'm showing you the face. But the same process will apply for any area on the body. For any area on the body, the same process will apply. So now that you apply the mandelic acid, so you did crystal microdermabrasion step 1, you did a micro needle roller step 2, now we put the mandelic acid on, and you will leave the mandelic acid on for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. You will look at the time, 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, remember we prepared the neutralizing solution before, where I showed you that you took a pinch of the neutralizer and we put it in this little bowl and it has a cotton pad in here. Now 3 minutes passed and you are going to take this neutralizing solution and you are going to wash off, you're going to wash off the whole thing. So you're going to dip it in the neutralizing solution and you're going to wash off the whole mandelic acid, wherever you have it. Now, if you have the mandelic acid under your armpits, bikini, pubis, inner thighs, underarms, knuckles, no matter where you do the treatment, you have to neutralize the mandelic acid after 3 minutes. Now that it was neutralized, there's no more mandelic acid. Now we will wash it with water. And so we will take the washcloth with water and we will rinse the whole face or underarm or bikini. If you are doing underarms, bikini, belly, pubis, any from the neck down, step in the shower. It's easiest, just rinse yourself off in the shower and that will rinse off and step with the washcloth. For the face we do with a washcloth in the sink, but if you are doing it in your body, you do the shower. Let me just see which let me just see which item you guys can see. Let me just see. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Hold on. Pin. Okay. All right. I pinned the Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit for the face. So the Mini Eva Skin Lightening for the face that I'm still demonstrating, that kit that has 6 items in it, consists of the crystal microdermabrasion, micro needle roller, neutralizer, mandelic acid, HA plus C serum, HA plus C cream. So now that we remove the mandelic acid, now we are done. Now we are going to step number 5 and then step number 6. So step number 5 is going to be the HA plus C serum. So the HA plus C serum is a serum that's made of hyaluronic acid and a MAP, a special MAP seed that doesn't fall apart, and you will apply a couple of drops. So I'm going to show. You could see, so just a couple of drops, and now you apply it all over your face, or underarms, or bikini, or pubis, or inner thighs, or ankles, wherever you were treating the skin. As I said, I have Mapascali High. I have only 2 kits. I have the $235, which is for the face, and I have a $320, which is for the body. Both kits are exactly the same, the steps are exactly the same. The only difference is that the mandelic acid for the body is 20% and the mandelic acid for the face is 10%. So that's the difference, but everything else is the same in the kit. So now you applied step number 5, which was the HA plus C serum all over the skin, and now you will apply, wait a minute, allow it to penetrate into the skin, and then you will take the HA plus C cream. So a tiny bit of the HA plus, not a lot, you don't need a lot, and now you apply it all over the skin, and you leave it on, and you don't do anything. Usually I say to people, either you go to sleep afterwards so you don't touch your face, or if you're at home and you don't put, I don't want you to put any makeup on, I don't want you to do anything, I just want the product to work, to penetrate in. This treatment you repeat twice a week. So let's say Tuesday and Friday. You repeat this treatment. So these are 6 steps, and you use the treatment, it comes as instructions. So you start the first week, when you apply the mandelic acid, you leave it on for 3 minutes. And then the following week, and you do it twice a week. Then the following week, you leave it by 4 minutes. Then the following week, 5 minutes. Every week you go up by 1 minute until you reach 10 minutes. And once you reach 10 minutes, that's it. You continue doing it for 10 minutes. How long do you do the treatment? Until you get the desired results. Until you get rid of your discoloration. Until you got rid of your inflammation. Until your skin tone evened out. That's how long you do it. That's how the treatment is done. Why should you not do it more than 10 minutes? Because remember what I explained earlier. It took me 27 years to come up with a formula that will be safe. Human skin is the largest organ that protects our skin. But it is also the organ that is most abused, and it's the organ that responds. It's a living thing. Our skin is a living thing. And if you abuse your skin, and if you do anything that stimulates melanocytes, you irritate the skin, you do something that is too much, you will stimulate inflammation. Inflammation will equal discoloration. It's just how it works. Inflammation equals discoloration, just given. And you will get inflammation when you get when you use a product, you hurt your skin, it's too harsh, you burn your skin, gilan gilai. When you use a product and you are irritating your skin, irritation equals inflammation. Inflammation equals discoloration, and it's across the board. It doesn't matter if you are black, if you are white, if you are green, if you are blue. Every human being has melanocytes. We just have less in color or more in color. That's all. But everybody will get discoloration if you create inflammation. So why do they tell you, okay, you do laser, hair removal, and then you shouldn't go to the sun for a couple of days? Why? Because of inflammation. Because if you do laser and you go out, you create inflammation, what does inflammation do? Stimulates melanocytes, and you get discoloration. Bingo! So inflammation is responsible for everything. So inflammation is responsible for discoloration. When you wax your hair, what happens? It inflames the skin. What happens when it inflames the skin? Melanocytes are stimulated. Melanocytes push to the surface. As I said earlier, and I will repeat it every single time, when a woman, and it makes no difference what skin color you are, you wax your upper lip 15, 20 times, and you will have a dark shadow for the rest of your life. Why? Because it doesn't matter if you're black, white, green, or blue, because you are stimulating the melanocytes, because you are creating an inflammation when you are waxing. No woman and no man should wax their face. That's just a given. And dark woman, whether you are black, African, Hispanic, Mediterranean, you should not wax your bikini. Sneakers, hi. You should not wax your hair on your bikini. Why? Because when you wax your skin, you are creating more stimulation of inflammation. How? When you are yanking the hair out. When you are yanking the hair out, when you yank the hair out, the hair has to go through the root, it comes out and it touches, because melanocytes, the melanin sits under the epidermal layers, the top layer of the skin. So when you are yanking it, you are stimulating the melanocytes. The melanocytes are there for one purpose only, to protect human skin. And if there is an inflammation, and if a mosquito bit you, and if you fell down, and you chafed your knee, whatever it is, that area will immediately get more color. If you are white, it will be darkish, pinkish, brownish, and eventually it will turn pink and take on your skin color. If you are darker pigmented, it will push more color, and the color that is being pushed to the injury skin will always be darker than the neighboring skin. End of story, period. That's it. Therefore, I'm telling you that you should never wax your skin. You should never wax your upper lip. And to those of you who just joined us, I need to preface this, because in America, people are very gullible. And in America, Mamma Mia, and in America, you can sell the Brooklyn Bridge repackaged over and over and over, and you will think that I am selling you the Verrazano Bridge. But I'm selling you the Brooklyn Bridge. I'm throwing sand in your eyes. What I mean by that is very simple. What I mean by that is this, that in America, so vaccine is not an American invention. And vaccine really became rather popular. It started sort of when I came to America about 40 years ago, and then about like 30 years ago it became, and then they opened vaccine places, and then everybody was vaccinated. Then they came with sugaring. And this is the biggest bullshit, and this is what makes me so angry, because this is exactly what I'm talking about, throwing the sand in your face and repackaging the Brooklyn Bridge again in a different way and telling you, oh no, sugaring is not vaccine. And I will repeat this over and over and over. Whether you use a polymer wax, whether you use a wax that's made out of sugar and lemon, it is all depilatory, it is all waxing, it is all yanking the hair from under the skin. It's all, and the moment you yank the hair, whether you yank it by wax, whether you yank it by tweezer, whether you yank it by threading, same thing. You are yanking, you are pulling, you are stimulating melanocytes, you are stimulating more blood flow to the area, to the hair follicles, and you are stimulating neighboring hair follicles that under normal circumstances would not grow perhaps, but because you yank them, there is now more blood circulating from the vibration, more blood circulates, and you are suddenly waking up the other hair follicles that were not active. And for all of you out there, just so you understand something, on a square inch of skin, you, I, he, everybody, we have 1,000 hair follicles on a square inch, Madison Gar. On a square inch of skin, we have 1,000 hair follicles. When you were in your mother's belly, and you were cooking for 9 months, those hair follicles were cooking there too. And so on a square inch, on your legs, on your pubis, under your armpits, on areas that we have hair, you have 1,000 hair follicles. Now, not 1,000 hair follicles are active, but you have 1,000 hair follicles on a square inch of skin. Then what happens? Women that have hormonal imbalance, and by the way, that's my specialty. This is the number one specialty that I have. I treat hormonal imbalances. I treat women from all over America that suffer from PCOS, endometriosis, Cushing's disease, Hashimoto disease, insulin resistance. And all those conditions contribute to unwanted hair. Now, every woman, every man has 1,000 hair follicles under the skin. But not all hair follicles are active. I am not a hairy person. So I have under my armpits, maybe on a square inch of skin, maybe I had, 25 hair follicles. They were active. On my face, I never had any hair. My daughter, my only child, that suffers for 32 years from PCOS, endometriosis, Cushing's, and insulin resistance, who gained over 100 pounds for 32 years, suffered miserably, could never have any children, had 19 surgeries, lost 70% of her organs. My daughter was hairy from her forehead to her toes. And she probably had 250 hair follicles that were active on a square inch of skin. And I just brought my daughter into the picture so that you understand that I speak from knowledge and authority. And there's nobody that has more authority to speak about hair and to speak about hormonal imbalances than I do, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because my only child, my only daughter suffered from age 14. So I happen to know one or two things about that subject. And so you have 1,000 hair follicles. So if you have hormonal imbalance, you can have 200, 300, 400 hair follicles that will be active. Why? Because each hair follicle has blood vessels. Every human being, every human hair has 2 blood vessels. So if you have a hair, if this is your hair, this is the skin. So this is the hair out, but this is the hair down, under the skin. There are 2 hair follicles. Two hair follicles that are connected to every, two blood vessels that are connected to every hair follicle. 2 blood vessels connected to every hair follicle. Now, when you're yanking the hair, and you're pulling the hair out, you're not killing the blood vessels. This is what laser and electrolysis does. That's how you get rid of hair, because you are doing permanent hair removal with laser electrolysis. You are destroying the blood vessels. You are destroying, cauterizing the blood vessels, so the blood vessels will die. But when you are yanking the hair by waxing it, by threading it, by tweezing it, you are not destroying the blood vessels. So the blood vessels now have more space because you just yank this hair out and they push more blood. And now, 1,000 hair follicles a square inch of skin is very dense. So there are neighboring hair follicles that were sleeping. And now these neighboring hair follicles got more blood supply. And if you also have PCOS or endometriosis or Cushing's disease, hormonal imbalance, and you already have several hundred hair follicles that are active, because you have elevated androgen, elevated testosterone, you have imbalance of hormones, now you are stimulating even more hair follicles because you are waxing, you are threading, you are waxing, threading, and tweezing. So it is a problem that is created by every human being by themselves or making it worse. And this is why I'm saying to everybody, do not wax. Wax should never touch your face. Wax should never, and if you're a black person, wax should never touch you, period, end of story. Because not only is it stimulating more hair growth, but it is also stimulating more discoloration, more melanocytes. So again, why I'm talking about this? Because this mini skin lightening kit that I created 14 years ago, it took me 27 years to do. This mini skin lightening kit is the only kit in the world, that's safe to use on all skin colors, from white to black, from black to green to blue to yellow to orange, all skin colors. And it will not destroy the pigment of your skin if you are using it DOs high, if you are using it exactly according to the instructions and how I demonstrated on this mannequin, And if you respect your skin and you understand that it's the largest organ of your body, and you respect it, and you do exactly how I suggest, you will get rid of your discoloration. It's not bleaching, therefore it will not happen overnight. Please make a note of it. This is not a quick fix. This is a treatment that reduces inflammation and reduces gradually the discoloration, gets rid of it. But it's not a quick fix. This is a slow and gradual process. And the deeper the discoloration, the longer the discoloration, the longer you have to use this treatment. So please, make a note of it. This is not a quick fix. I'm not an influencer. My name is Eva. I don't influence anybody. I educate you, I teach you, I give you the right tools so you can make the right decision for yourself, whether this sounds legitimate, whether this is the thing that you want to use on your discoloration, or whether you want to go and buy from influencers that know shit from Shinola, but they will sell you the Brooklyn Beach over and over and over, repackaged in different foil paper. That is up to you. I'm providing you education, I'm providing you information, and I'm telling you what you should do. What you should do. And if you have unwanted hair, please, please, two things I suggest. Find somebody to do laser hair removal on you. Laser hair removal. If you don't want discoloration on your skin, don't start plucking, threading and waxing. Don't do that. Find somebody to do laser hair removal. If you're a white person, you can use a diode or an alexandrite or a YAG laser. Makes no difference. If you're a dark or black person, there's only one laser, that's the ND-YAG laser. It's the only laser that's approved by the FDA to treat black skin. Of course, you have to know what you're doing no matter what laser you are using. You have to know what you're doing. Honestly, I've seen people, I've seen physicians that would turn on the machine because the salesperson told them, and then he would look in the manual, in the booklet, what buttons to push. That's not where you want to go. You want to go somewhere where people are qualified, where they do it for years, where they know what they are doing. If you happen to come to, or live in Florida, or if you happen to live in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, North and South Carolina, and Virginia, you are lucky because you can drive to my clinic in Georgia. You can drive to my clinic in Florida, so you will be treated by me. So you're very fortunate, because you're not fortunate enough to fall in my lab, in my hands, and that I will treat you, then by all means, you have to seek somebody who is licensed, who is qualified, who understands, and I'm giving you the tools. But please do not wax, do not thread, and do not tweeze your face, because you will, at the end of the day, regret it. And prevention is much easier than correction. So for instance, if you have chin hair, you go and get laser hair removal, or you go and do electrolysis if your hair is white or blonde. That is called prevention. You will not need to buy this from me, because you will not get discoloration if indeed you're not hurting your skin and you're not waxing, threading, and tweezing. So that's prevention. And you will do laser or you will do electrolysis. But if you already messed up and you've done this waxing and you've done this tweezing and you've done this threading and your skin is discolored and your skin is 3-4 shades darker, and I see this every single day in my clinics. Women come and they say, oh my God, Eva, why didn't I listen to you? Oh my God, Eva, why didn't I come 7 years ago when I saw you on YouTube? Why did I wait? Why did I wait? Now my skin is 5 shades darker and all my hair is now white. That's a problem too. But then people come, the damage is already there, and then they want me to correct the damage. So it will take a long time to correct, because the damage didn't happen in half a year. The damage happened over a period of 15 years or 20 years. So it will not happen overnight. This is not bleaching, this is lightening, and this is an anti-inflammatory product to create discoloration. So, said that. On what note, you know where you can buy it, and it's only live whilst I am live. Now, here's something that I want to tell you, and I want to say this to everybody. If you have really deep discoloration, like deep underarm discoloration, inner thigh discoloration from chafing, having inner thighs, which is a big problem to a lot of women, then I have another product on top of buying the Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit for the body, not for the face. If you're doing the body, you buy the one for the body. Then I have another product and that's an oxygenated ozone serum, okay? So it's an oxygenated ozone serum. And this is a product for real deep discoloration. On a big area, real deep discoloration. Really 3, 4, 5 shades darker. Then you need extra help. Then I have the oxygenated ozone serum. So, I have it on my website, I have it here, and as I said, you cannot buy it anywhere else but from me, that you come to the clinic, or you go to my website, Eva Talk Skincare, you go to my website, you find it. Otherwise, or whatnot, you cannot buy it in a store, you cannot buy it anywhere, because it's just not possible. I don't sell it because I want to have communication with people that buy this treatment. I usually like to know what the problem is, and I not always, but I a lot of time I review the cases because people contact me. So you can DM me, you can send me a message, and I will review your case. I will send you a link. If you want to do a consultation with me, I will send you a link for the consultation. I charge $49 for a 20-minute live consultation. You can do a consultation with me via WhatsApp when we agree on the time that we agree. And prior to consultations, I usually tell people, please give me all the information. I ask you questions, so I don't waste you 20 minutes on asking you questions. I have all the questions already answered by you, so I like to get all the information, and I like to get a lot of pictures. So you can text me your pictures to my phone, and I enlarge it, I analyze everything, and then when we have a live consultation, we are talking straight on your problem, and then I can tell you what I suggest, and you can give me more information, and then usually that will resolve in solving the problem long distance. So you can do that too, and there are links. So just guys, you can contact me, and I can send you the link. And if you have any questions, by all means. So if there are any questions that people want to ask me, I understand that a lot of people are embarrassed, and there's a lot of people that are watching, like whatnot. I know that there's a lot of people that come and people watch from far away. On YouTube, it's a different story, because YouTube is my home base, and so on YouTube I have people that ask me questions on YouTube, because a lot of people know me, because I'm not a novice to YouTube. So I had a previous channel on YouTube, and that channel had over 73 million people on it, because what I speak the truth, and I educate people, and people from all over the world will come, because unwanted hair and discoloration is the #1 issue that women have. And men have that too. And because I don't play games, and I am not an influencer, and I don't work my tush in front of you, nor I pour my boobs in front of your face. I am talking to you exactly how I would talk to you if you had a consultation with me in my clinics, and we would sit down face to face. That's exactly how I will talk to you. So I'm talking to you exactly the same way. I'm giving you as much information as I can, because I think knowledge is power, and when you have knowledge, you can make an educated decision what you want to do. And that is something that you don't get in America. That is something that you don't get from influencers. That is something that you don't get from majority of people, because majority of people that come on social media are full of shit, in plain English. Majority of people go on social media, so they want clicks, they want 10 million people to click them, because I don't even know how that works, because I've never done this. I don't make money from social media. I just come and I just talk, and then I say, Auf Wiedersehen, ciao, ciao, bambinas and bambinos, and I'm done. I don't make money from social media. I just speak, Sierra Swahai. I just speak, I speak the truth, I speak the facts, I educate women, because unwanted hair and discoloration go hand in hand, and this is the #1 problem that I see in my clinics, that I get emails every day, that I get texts every day from women all over the world that ask me, what should I do? And as I said, not even 1% of all the people that see me on social media will ever come to see me in my clinics. Why? Because it just doesn't happen. Because if million people saw me, The million people don't live in Miami Beach. The million people don't live in a suburb of Atlanta. So yeah, there are some people who find me, and it was most of the time people would find me on YouTube. And yeah, I have people who fly to see me from California. I have people who fly to see me from Seattle, from Nevada. People who come from Chicago. People who come from Colorado. Yeah, I have people who come from New York. But that's what I said, that many times people watch quietly and they listen. And then, when it's too late, they say, oh my God, why didn't I listen to Eva 5 years ago? Why didn't I listen to Eva 7, 8 years ago? And that is the truth. Because a lot of people, and what I'm actually referring for is two things. I'm referring to discoloration, because the more you abuse your skin, the more you wax, the more you thread, the more you tweeze, the darker it will get. And the second thing is, if you listened to me when your hair was black, and I tell you do laser hair removal when your hair is black, then you can do laser hair removal, and it's relatively fast. It takes a year and a half or 2 years, because you do it once every 5 weeks. It's relatively pain, hurts very little compared to electrolysis. But when you have white hair or blonde hair, you have no choice. You can only do electrolysis. And that's what I'm referring to, that there's a lot of people that come to see me, women and men, and they say, oh my God, Eva, why didn't I listen to you? Because now they have white hair, and now they're black, and they have white hair. And they will travel all over America to see me because I have the expertise on treating, of course I treat white skin, but treating dark pigmented skin. I have special equipment, I have special needles, I have special lasers. So people will travel to see me. But it's not a picnic. Doing electrolysis on 200, 300, 400 hairs that you have is not a picnic. It really hurts, because I have to insert a needle in every single hair. And I insert a needle, then I press on the foot pedal, then heat goes through the needle into the hair follicle. You feel it as a burn down in the hair follicle. And imagine that I do this 500 times. People cry. The tears come down their eyes. But there is no solution, there's no other way if your hair is white. This is why I say, do not wait until your hair turns white. Do laser hair removal ASAP. Do laser hair removal when you can do it, whilst the hair is black. Because once the hair is white, there's no laser in the world that can treat white hair, because laser doesn't see hair. It's another myth. Laser does not see hair. Laser sees color. And white or blonde is not color. It doesn't see it, so nothing happens. So you cannot do laser. You can do only electrolysis. So, said that, what is the time? Okay, it will be on time for me to say ciao, ciao. Guys, anybody has any questions, by all means. My number is 305-864-3333. 305-864-3333. You can text me. If you have questions, you can DM me, you can text me, and then we can communicate. I will be back, today's Tuesday, so I will be back Thursday, again at 9 o'clock. So, or whatnot, I think I made a decision if I can make it Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 p.m. So you guys will see me on social media Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 p.m. So if you want to join back on Thursday when I will be at 9 p.m., and you have any questions, you want to prepare questions and send them to me ahead of time, then we can pick it up from there. Until then, I will say thank you, Cherry Pie, hi honey. Thank you everybody, thank you, and I will be back Thursday at 9 p.m. And P.S. tomorrow is April 1st, and I'm actually going to be spending more time, because I have quite a lot of work in Georgia, and I usually go to Georgia only for a few days every 5 weeks, because I live in Miami. But because, I don't know if it's the spring, whatever happened, but so many women and so many dark women made appointments that I actually am forced to stay a longer time now in Georgia. So I will be in Georgia for at least 2 weeks, because I have so much work. And yes, so I work by myself. I don't take on more work than I can do physically, and I treat patients by myself. And I said you will be very lucky if you fall into my hands, if you can come to Atlanta or to Miami Beach, because I will be treating you. But just a heads up, I will be in Georgia, I think from the 18th, 19th, till the end of the month. I will be in Georgia, so I will be there for over like 2 weeks. So if anybody, if you are a woman, if you're in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, you can drive to come to see me in Noonan, in Georgia, Beauty Julie High. You can come to see me because you are in driving distance. In Georgia, you can contact me at 305-864-3333, so we can schedule an appointment if I have appointments available, which I think I still can put people in. However, you can make it to Georgia. I think it's from the because I drive to Georgia, so I just come. I think I'm driving on Thursday, which I think is 16th or 17th. So that weekend, 18, 19, from that weekend on, can you repeat it? I just joined. I said, okay, hi. I saw my phone number is 305-864-3333. But what I said is that I have a clinic in Miami Beach, and I have a clinic in a suburb of Atlanta in Noonan. And I treat human skin, hi Molly Ketna, hi. I treat human skin, I treat hormonal imbalances, I treat discoloration, and I treat unwanted hair. This is what I do. This is my specialty from before I came to America. Okay, you are in Miami, I'm in Bay Harbor. So you're in Coral Gables, I'm in Bay Harbor. So I'm in Bay Harbor, I have a clinic in Bay Harbor Med Spa for 40 years. So I'm in Bay Harbor, so you look it up, look up Bay Harbor Med Spa, you will find it. So I specialize in hormonal imbalances, I specialize in unwanted hair, I specialize in PCOS, in endometriosis, in Cushing's disease, in Hashimoto's disease, and which comes with unwanted hair, that comes with discoloration. And that's what I treat in my clinic, so in my Bay Harbor, Miami Beach clinic, so in my Georgia, Atlanta clinic. And I do this before I came to America. So before I did laser is in existence only 32 years. Before laser, there was electrolysis. Electrolysis is in existence over 125 years. So just for you information, as a generality, so you understand how many years I do what I do. When I came to America, and when I came to Miami Beach, and when I came to Bay Harbor, there was no licensing required for electrolysis, which was astonishing to me because I was licensed overseas by the Board of Medicine because you're inserting needles in a human flesh. But there was no requirement. And then eventually a requirement came in, and my license in the state of Florida is number 48. 48. Licenses are over 500,000 today, but mine is 48, so that must just tell you how long I do what I do. And I came with my knowledge and my experience, and because I traveled all over the world, I treat human skin before I came to America from white to black, and I have tremendous knowledge and tremendous expertise in treating all different skin colors and all different pigment problems that people have. And most of the problems, being in Miami, because I'm talking to somebody that is in Miami, so you understand, most of the problems that we have in Miami is we have the sun, and we have a very big mixed pot of people. 60% of Dade County is Hispanic today, so you have a lot of people with darker pigmented skin, and for darker pigmented skin, you require so special treatments, and so special lasers, and so special needles for electrolysis. And that's what I do. So whether you're Hispanic, you're Latina, you're black, you're dark, you're African, you're Mediterranean, you're Middle Eastern, makes no difference. When you have pigment in your skin, you require a specific laser or a specific needle so that it will not destroy the pigment of your skin. And what we talked earlier about was I was talking about the Mini Ava Skin Lightening Kit that is derived, and I demonstrated it, that is derived from beta almonds from mandelic acid, and I said that it took me 27 years to create a product that was suitable across the board for all skin colors, that will not destroy the pigment of the skin, but will get rid of your discoloration. And I also said that people that have discoloration, and the longer the discoloration is there, the more time it will take to get rid of it. I said this is not bleaching, this is lightening. And yes, you can purchase it here on Whatnot, or you can purchase it from my clinic or from my online store. So, or you can make consultations, or if you have any questions, by all means you can contact me. And if there are issues, and that's what I said. So I'm just repeating everything that I said. I said that I have also a format where people can contact me, because there's a lot of people that don't live in Miami Beach, or they don't live in Miami or in South Florida per se, but they have issue with discoloration. They have upper lip discoloration, they have chin discoloration, they have discoloration under their armpits, they have discoloration on their legs, on their butt, wherever it is, and people are hormonal imbalances, and people would like to get an answer from me through Shia. Hi, people would like to get an answer from me, so you can have a consultation with me. So if you contact me, I can send you the link. It's 305-864-3333. You can contact me, and I can send you a link, and you can do a consultation with me, which is $49. And then we can discuss the issue, the problem that you have. And what I require usually for people is to please, ahead of time of our consultation, I want images, I want pictures, I want a history, I want all the problems that you have. I want you to write them down for me. I want you to text them to me. I want you to text me the pictures, so I can analyze the pictures, I can analyze the problem that you have, so that we don't waste the $49 that you paid me for the consultation, for the 20 minutes that we would do live on WhatsApp. I will have all the information from you, and then when we talk, we can only talk directly about the problem that you have, and I can already give you the information that I suggest what you should and should not do, or how I can help you, or who you should seek out. And this is just, this is just the facts, the truth. And I talk everything pertaining to human skin. I talk about hormonal imbalances, which is my #1 forte. Hormonal imbalances, PCOS, endometriosis, Cushing's disease, Hashimoto disease, insulin resistance. These are all the causes in women that cause unwanted hair. Unwanted hair equals discoloration. And discoloration is the biggest problem with unwanted hair, because women are hurting themselves without knowing. So this was what the subject was all about, but I think now I'm subjected out. I said it. I will be back again on Thursday, so for Whatnot, for social media, guys. So I come Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 p.m. So if you have questions, if you would like to join the conversation, come back on Thursday, come back on Sunday. I talk about the subjects that are of real interest to people, and I talk as a specialist, as an expert in human skin and in hormonal imbalances and in discoloration and in unwanted hair, because this is what I treat for over 40 years before I came to America. So I thank you very, very much, and I will be back next day. Thank you for everybody sharing. Thank you, Jinjika, if you watched, I love you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you on YouTube, everybody. I hope I mentioned the Spike, Alex, 305 Facialist, Chosen Law, NC, Ryan. Thank you, guys, everybody. Alicia Dior, hi. Sorry, but I think we are done. I spoke in over an hour. We spoke about discoloration. I cannot repeat it because I have no voice. So I will be back on Thursday at 9 p.m. If you have discoloration, if you have unwanted hair, if you suffer from hormonal imbalance, by all means, calling call, by all means, join back on Thursday at 9 p.m. I do Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 p.m. and we sort of talk about the subjects that are very close to the heart of women, which is hair and discoloration. Guys, thank you. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, bambinas. Ciao, ciao. Ciao. Okay. Voila. Okay. Say goodbye. I'm saying goodbye. I don't know. Wait, how do I do that? End show. Okay. End show one time. Okay. All right. Guys, ciao, ciao. Ciao, YouTube. Okay. End show.